Hello students. Today we are going to see this next topic. Uh, that is the name of the chapter is on the bioprospecting and pharmacognosy. Basically, this bioprospecting and pharmacognosy they are related with each other, and this bioprospecting is the student must have know the concept of pharmacognosy as well the bioprospecting and the process of discovery, the specialization and commercialization of the new product based on the biological uh, resources and with various ethological aspects which non-human animals apparently self-medical or medicate themselves. And the students discovered the commercialization of biological resources and knowledge gained from self-medication observed in the animals. So this bioprospecting is it is one of the value for science and industries, and they are one of the important for their the definition of bioprospecting basically. So the bioprospecting is defined as the identification and exploration of potential plants, microorganisms, and animals as a resource for commercially valuable genetic, biological, and biochemical products for the benefits of human by the process of drug development is known as the bioprospecting. And the value for science and industry is it is a research project. The examples extremophils from the Russia, Kamchatka, and they are the protection of the crop story. So that this by prosecuting the students or researchers should innovative ideas to do the work in the research activity. So for this bioprospecting is the hypothesis is that it is the continuous search for the old and new microorganisms with novel genetic traits to advance science, preserve a sustainable genetic pool, fairly and meaningfully commercialize microbial products by industry and the benefit the humankind. The rationale for bioprospecting is where there is life, there are the microbes. The microbial diversity, it is a microbial diversity includes the genetic composition of microorganisms, their environment or habitat where they are found, and their ecological or the functional role within the ecosystem. The microbial diversity and the societal concerns it can a monetary value for place on the annual worth of microbial diversity when the very existence of life is dependent on the microorganisms. So this bioprospecting is the person who searches for plant animal species from which new medicine or pharmacy or other commercially important products can be derived as called as the bioprospector. And the earth is rich in the context of millions of animal uh, plants species throughout different parts of the ecosystem. These biological resources have been proved crucial in the economic and social development of human society in the past, present, and future. The modern science has been continuously searching for potential wild species of plants and microorganisms and animals at genetic resources, and this is for the production of new medicine to combat various diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, etc. And the crop with higher yielding capacity yielding of the high capacity to know this agricultural sector by human society, and it is a big threat is the uncontrolled use of the biological resources in the ecosystem by various pharmaceutical companies throughout the globe. म्हणजे जगामध्ये ज्या काही गोष्टी आहेत, ज्या नवीन आपण रिसर्च करतो, संशोधन करतो, त्याच्या माध्यमातून ही बायोप्रॉस्पेक्टिंगची उत्पत्ती झालेली आहे. आणि विद्यार्थ्यांना याच्याबद्दल माहिती पाहिजे की ती मेडिसिन, फार्मॅकोग्नॉसी, मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम, प्लांट, ॲनिमल याच्यामध्ये ते काय एक काम केलं पाहिजे. Bioprospecting was the biopiracy. Basically, this biopiracy is the important for this human activity, and this biopiracy is one of the earth resources, and the convention biodiversity having a capacity to article which are globally important for their study. So what is the value for this society and value for science and industry is the research project example, the extremophiles from the Kamchatka, Russia, crop protection story, the radiation resistant fungi from the Chernobyl exclusion झोन दॅट इज युक्रेन. म्हणजे जर बायोप्रॉस्पेक्टिंगला जास्त महत्त्व किंवा व्हॅल्यू जर असेल तर ती सायन्स आणि इंडस्ट्रीजमध्ये आहे. आपण जर बघितलं दी यूज ऑफ मायक्रोवेल डायव्हर्सिटी फॉर नोवेल बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी ॲप्लिकेशन्स. The objective is to develop a multi-year program for the collection of microbial diversity in extreme environments. The Russia. The extreme environments is that it is the Russian Far East uniquely provides a wide variety of pristine environments including the permafrost areas, volcanic and hydrothermal sites, the great diversity of thermophilic and acido and alkaliphilic microorganisms. Ozone caldera. The use of microbial diversity for novel biotechnology application is, it is a valley of prayers include the several hundred active hot springs, mud pools and small and large geysers. The temperature from 35 to 100 degrees centigrade, that is acidic and alkaline pH. The course of events is the environment sample collected, pure culture, isolated growth under the proprietary secondary metabolic producing conditions. And during the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in 1992, the Convention of Biological Diversity, that is CBD, introduced a set of the agreement which defines the bioprospecting. म्हणजे पहिल्यांदा 1992ला बायोप्रॉस्पेक्टिंग हा रिओ डी जेनेरिओ ब्राझील यांनी तो डिफाईन केलेला आहे. अँड इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड ॲज द रिओ डिक्लेरेशन which consists of 27 principles to guide the countries for sustainable development. Over the 170 countries agreed to compile with this set of the agreement, and this provided them permission to use the traditional medicinal knowledge of biological resources, and it enhanced the production of different medicinal products for the benefits of human society, and this is also termed as responsible bioprospecting. And the Convention on Biological also focus on three major goals for the bioprospecting. So this is the HTP screening, the proprietary screening for novel small molecules and natural products to be used in the agriculture. And the value for industry is experimental approach, the primary hits verified in secondary screens. The reverse engineering to find the microbial genomic coding sequences, the potential for generation of transgenic plants. After 3 years of research, about 100 novel environment microorganisms and their active biomolecules are considered for the IP protection. So there is a conservation of biodiversity and sustainable of biodiversity is the sharing of benefits coming from use of the biological diversity to the indigenous peoples. And the case studies of bioprospecting and biopracy in India is that is neem trees. You can see the example of neem trees. So this neem tree is famous case of the Indian neem tree, that is Azadi recata indica medicinal plant. It is a well-known example of bioprospecting and biospiracy. Azadirachtin is one of the bioactive compounds found in various parts of the neem tree, the bark, leaves, flower and seeds. From the ancient time in India, the neem extract has been widely used for various kinds of the human diseases, and it is also used in agriculture sector as an insecticides and pest repellent, and it is also used to reduce air pollution and noise pollution in India. And another one example is the that is basmati rice. It is cultivated in the Indian region, mostly in Punjab, and it is exported throughout the world and is becoming one of the fastest growing rice variety, which is ultimately providing a good income to the Indian farmers. Another US based company grabbed the patent of a new variety developed by the mixing of American variety and basmati rice. The company selling this rice in America in 2000. Indian government challenged the patent grab by a United States based firm and won the patent in almost 15 countries globally. And this would have become a serious threat to the economic conditions of farmers from Indian producing and exporting the basmati rice in various parts of the globe. Then turmeric, the turmeric, that is you can say in Marathi and Hindi, haldi, an Indian herb used as antibiotic from the ancient time in India, and it is used to treat healing wounds, inflammatory conditions, strain, etc. It is the major compound in the making of Ayurvedic medicine in India. However, one of the companies from America filed a patent on the wound healing property of turmeric and stated that there is no evidence of the traditional use of turmeric in India for wound healing. The Indian government intervened and submitted various research documents showing the use of the turmeric in wound healing process. म्हणजे हे एक मेडिसिन्समध्ये खूप महत्त्वाचा भाग आहे की हळद जी आहे त्या हळदीमुळे आपली जी जखम आहे ती जखम कशा प्रकारे भरून निघते याविषयी एक पेटेंट मिळालेला आहे. त्याच्यानंतर बायोप्रॉस्पेटिंगमध्ये मरीन स्पॉन्ज जे आहे तो एक महत्त्वाचा ॲनिमल्स आहे, हा प्युअरली समुद्रामध्ये मिळणार आहे. तर मरीन स्पॉन्ज आहे त्याला आपण पॉलिनेशियन्स म्हणतो. इट इज द मोस्ट ऑफ द bioprospector focus on plant source. However, some animal bioprospecting has also been reported. Honey is the best example of its bioprospecting value. It is being used in the treatment of gastrointestinal and hepatic disorders. Since inception, it is also used in the treatment of gastric ulcer and in the wound healing process. The fresh manure of camel and the Camelus dromedaris is vastly applied extremely on the body to alleviate symptomatic arthritis. Petting of animal has been seen in all kinds of human society, and the petting an animal helps in lowering the heart rate of the patter. Watching a fish in an aquarium tank helps in realizing of the mind and boost. And stroking of animals is used in occupational therapy as it helps the patient diagnosed with stroke. So that it is one of the horse helps people diagnosed with physical and emotional disabilities. Leeches are the well-known example of the therapeutic potential of invertebrates in traditional medicine, as it is used in some of the medicinal or medical conditions like blood disorders, skin disorders, piles, poisonous bites, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. And in uh, modern medical science, so that this is the important animal, like animal bioprospecting of marine sponge, which is useful for the medicinal purpose, turmeric for the healing of the wound, and the basmati rice is also they are exported in the world. They are rice variety growing fastest in the world, so that it is a good income resource to their Indian farmers. And the neem trees, these are also these neem trees, they are also useful for this medicinal plant. It is also known as the um, azadirachtin or azadicata indica. सो दिस इज अबाउट दी बायोप्रॉस्पेक्टिंग. म्हणजे आपल्याला नवीन काहीतरी ज्यावेळेस शोधायचं असतं, रिसर्च करायचं असते, त्याला आपण बायो प्रॉस्पेक्टिंग असं म्हणत असतो.